Water levels in the key German river, the Rhine, appear to have stabilised somewhat after dropping dramatically during the current drought. Boats have recently been struggling to navigate through the river, which serves as an important route for cargo as well as passenger carriers. There were fears that the Rhine would become completely unpassable this week. Forecasters, though, say that water will remain above that critical level at least for the next few days. BBC's Jenny Hill has been monitoring developments for us in the city of Mainz, which is on the Rhine.
This is one of Europe's greatest working rivers, but it is very, very quiet. There was a flurry of traffic this morning and now almost nothing. The river levels here are forecast to drop to what many shipping companies and monitoring agencies say is a critical level at which it will become all but unnavigable, either because barges physically can't get through or because they'll have to lighten their loads, reduce their cargoes to such an extent that it's no longer financially viable for them to do so. That's a huge problem because this river serves Germany's industrial heartlands. Those commercial vessels fetch and carry raw materials, goods and products to and from the factories, the power stations, the big international businesses that line the riverbank here. It's a particular headache for the German government because the barges on this river carry coal to the power stations here. Russia has reduced its supply of gas to Germany, so the government is relying in part on those coal-fired power stations to help get the country through the coming winter. There's big concern that there won't be enough coal coming up the river to fire those power stations. Now, it's not unusual for water levels to drop here. It tends to happen every year. What is different this time is it's happened much earlier in the year. People here talk about the so-called dry season. Normally water levels drop September, October time. Not only is it happening earlier, they say, it's happening more frequently and there's a more intense element to it as well. The agency which monitors the river levels has said that it's possible this is still part of that yearly pattern. It's possible that this is normal, but, and it's a big but, they say climate change is making these events more intense and that climate change will simply serve to further intensify and worsen events like this in the years to come.
Jenny Hill in Mainz. Meanwhile, in France, officials in the southwestern Gironde region have said that a major fire there has been brought under control and 8,000 people can now return to their homes. Our foreign correspondent Bethany Bell has this update on the situation.
For the people in this region, there's a real sense of relief. The temperatures are cooler and there's even been some rain, and that's helped the firefighters here bring the big blazes under control. But no one's letting their guard down. The firefighters have said that the ground here still remains very hot despite the rain, and we've seen wisps of smoke today from burning embers that are still in the ground, and there's big convoys of fire trucks in this area trying to make sure that there are not more fires spreading. But there's also a big sense of relief for the 8,000 people who were evacuated from their homes. They've now been allowed to go back. But nobody here is very confident about the future. One woman told me that the summer isn't over yet and there's still the possibility of more heat and more fires.
Bethany Bell. Wildfires are still burning, though, in Spain. These pictures show blazes in the east of the country, also to the north as well. Weeks of extreme heat and a lack of rainfall have led to nearly 400 wildfires breaking out across the country this year. More land has burned in Spain since January than in any other country in Europe.